Gosh, can you speak to animals, miss? Of course. It's what every gentlewoman does. Well, every gentlewoman worth her salt, anyway. I say, how's spiffing? Ernest, please, I'm pulling your leg. Animals can't talk. Everybody knows that. Oh, the irony! Oh, she hasn't met Sherl yet, so she doesn't know, but some animals can indeed talk. Oh, that is an ironic twist that is going to come back to bite her. That is really funny. Okay. Hey guys, Zack here, and welcome back to Layton's Mystery Journey. So, in the last episode, we beat Case 9, and this time we're going to be working on Case 10. Also, I delayed this episode a week because I was having computer trouble, and I just needed a break, and I didn't think that recording Professor Layton would have been a good idea. So, I'm going to be recording it now instead. But in any case, yeah. Ernest is having a very bad day. He's implicated in a serious crime on his first day at Gressenheller University. We learned about Gressenheller University in Case 9, if you guys are curious, but now we're actually figuring out we're going to be doing a thing relating to that now. So, in any case, yeah, let's just get into it. Hello, Sherl. Oh, there you are, Pinstripes. I was beginning to wonder what had happened to you. Miss Layton asked me to stop by on my way in and buy some things for her. Tea, of course, this fashion magazine, and a snack for later on today. Being the dog's body again, eh? Isn't Miss Layton here yet herself? She's gone out already. She said she'd be back late. Oh, what a pity. She left a message for you, though. Do you want to hear it? Of course. Gosh, this sounds awfully important. My palms are starting to sweat. Alright then, if you're sure you're ready. Ahem. Ernest, while I'm gone, tidy up. Well, that wasn't very important, was it? Is that it? Afraid so. Not what you were expecting, eh? I feel your pain. Oh no, it's quite alright. I had a suspicion it might say that. So where should I start, I wonder? It's rough being the underdog, eh? Having to tie up after your boss because she's so terrible at it. Oh, I wouldn't say that, Sherl. She's not terrible at tidying at all. She tidies when she wants to tidy, but when she doesn't want to tidy, she doesn't. She's just being true to herself. That's actually kind of smart. Okay. She's just being true to her selfishness, you mean. She never wanted to tidy in her life, so Muggins has to do it. Well, that last part may be true. Anyway, there's something I've been meaning to ask you, Pinstripes. This is the perfect opportunity. Oh, what is it? What are you doing? Why do you work here as cast assistants? Well, I'm assuming that's going to be the story. She doesn't even pay you, does she? No, she doesn't. I work here because I owe Miss Layton a debt of gratitude. It must be a big one. What happened? It was when I met her for the very first time. Okay, so it is an origin story about how they met. I'm listening. I was being investigated by Scotland Yard. Investigated? You? Come on, do you think I was turned into a dog yesterday? Okay. Case 10, the importance of being earnest. Yeah, this is how their story starts. Now I'm interested. Inspector Hastings had summoned me to his office. There'd been a theft, you see, and I was the prime suspect. Okay. Ernest screams. You did it, didn't you? No. It wasn't me. I'm innocent, Inspector, I swear. Yeah, we know Ernest pretty well, and I don't think he stole anything. Don't give me that, sunshine. I know it was you who broke into Dr. Ohm's laboratory and nicked at his research papers. Admit it. Broke into... No, I didn't. There's been a terrible misunderstanding. That's... So, you're still gonna deny it, are you? There are witnesses, you know. You were seen sneaking in there. What more evidence do you think I need to put you away, eh? Come clean, sunshine, or things are gonna get ugly. But I've only just started at Gressenheller University. What would a fresher like me... Oh, Gressenheller University? Ah, there she is. Oh, it was love at first sight. That's cute. Also, the lighting is definitely not helping with the rendering for that. What do you think you're doing, barging in here when I'm interviewing a suspect? I can't believe you brought this poor man here to Scotland Yard. You what? You can't accuse people without carrying out a proper investigation first. It sounds like the only evidence you have is circumstantial, that he was at the scene. That's fair. Or are you cheeky so-and-so? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm Katrielle. Katrielle Layton. Ah, I see. So this is... So they don't know each other... So they didn't know each other at the time, and this is how he meets her for the first time and figures out how good a detective she is. This is what this is setting up. It's the first... It's technically the first case she's ever done. Or at least the first case that's on record. So, yeah. Well, I don't care if you're the Queen of Sheba. You don't come in here and start interfering in police business. If you got a complaint about the way we do things, you follow proper procedure and solve this puzzle. Okay. It's puzzle time. Alright. Caught for speeding. Alright. There's a line of 5 cars driving along the road, and they are all breaking the speed limit. The next day, the 5 drivers go into the police station, but only 4 of them are charged with speeding. Which car was the only one being driven by the person who was not charged? It would have to be the blue one, I think. Well. I would assume the last one in line, because it doesn't give me information. It doesn't give me any other information, only that 4 of them were charged with speeding. The one, I would assume... Oh, no. What that... I don't know.
This is an interesting one.
It was the last one. Okay. I got lucky. That's fair. That's cool. You did. There's a patrol car chasing the speeding drivers from behind. Oh, I see. Okay, so... The last one was the one that was speeding. Okay. Okay, that actually... Cut for speeding has been... Okay. Okay. You cracked it. Well, that's a turn-up for the books. Any puzzle solved, that's my motto. Unlike Scotland Yards, where seems to be any blame absolved. Blimey. Inspector Hastings, sorry to barge in, sir, but it's nearly time. Oh yes, of course. I've got an appointment at Gressenheller. Thanks for reminding me, Constable. Right, Greaves, it looks like you're off the hook for now. But you're still at the top of my list, Sunshine, and as soon as I get more evidence... Oh no, please. Come on then, PCB. Let's get over to the university. Yes, sir. You're, free to go then, sir. How can I make him believe me? I didn't do it. Well, that's what we're doing. We're going to be solving the case and figuring out what exactly it is that's wrong, that's going on here. Something seems screwy. Well, they've gone now, and they said you're free to go too, so why don't we get out of here? Oh, well, unless you'd like to stay. Oh, golly, no. Then I suggest we leave before the inspector comes back. Yes. And that's how we were thrust together. How the heavens conspired to make us meet. So, it was a matter of circumstance then. She was like a goddess of destiny in my eyes then. And to an extent, she still is now. Alright, fair enough. Alright. Time to move then. Thank you. For helping me before, I mean. I'm Ernest Greaves. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Ernest. The pleasure is all mine, Miss Layton. I must say, it's jolly good of you to believe in me. That I'm not the thief, I mean. Oh no, I just couldn't abide that loudmouth inspector stopping detective work, that's all. Oh. Okay, so she doesn't trust him. She's just like, no, that's not it. I didn't like the way he handled things. We're gonna do it ourselves. I wouldn't like to say if you did it or not, but I didn't do it. It's that case about the stolen research papers, isn't it? From the professor at Crescent Heller University? Yes, that's right. Somehow I seem to be a suspect. But you didn't do it? Honestly? No, honestly, I didn't. Please, you have to believe me. Well, Ernest, if that's your real name, you don't look like a thief, or the sort of person who tried to deceive others. I'm not. I really haven't done anything wrong. So, you're a student at the university, are you? Yes, he is. Yes, I've only just enrolled, though, but somehow I've already managed to get myself into an awful fix. Okay, so, in other words, I always seem to have the most dastardly luck. Only this morning I fell down a drain in the street and got bitten by a dog. Ha! A dog! I see, a walking calamity, you might say. Well, your luck may have changed. I have intended to go to Crescent Heller today anyway. If you come along with me, I can do what I was planning there and improve your innocence en passant. En passant? In passing. Yeah, that's a chess term, I think. It's French for in passing, but basically an en passant is basically if a pawn moves 2 spaces past another pawn, the pawn can capture it as if it only moved 1 space. It's actually a pretty cool technique if you can pull it off. Oi, en passant. Unless you'd rather I don't interfere. Oh no, I mean, please do interfere. That is, if you really think he can prove it. Of course, right then, let's go. Now? Yes, alright then. Miss Layton made it seem like proving my innocence would be as easy as falling off a log. So I went along with her, hoping desperately that she was right. And as it turns out, she was! Okay, so this is a step-by-step, play-by-play thing. Okay, let's move. What's the best way to the university from here? Oh, I can show you. Just follow me. I say, will this be your first time to visit Crescent Heller, Miss Layton? No, I used to go there quite often as a child, but it's been a long time. Yeah, because her dad works at Professor Layton used to work at Crescent Heller, but for whatever reason in this game he disappeared and nobody knows where he is. I don't know if that ever gets resolved. I'm not sure if that's ever going to get resolved in this story, but hopefully that gets resolved by the end. I don't think it will, but maybe. But also in any case, yeah. I don't know. And I haven't been from here before. I'm not sure what the best way is. Really? Well, don't worry. We'll be there in a jiffy. Okay. Okay. We're moving. To Crescent Heller. That's a pretty big place. You arrived outside Crescent Heller. Here we are, miss, in a jiffy as promised. Well, this brings back memories. I haven't been to Crescent Heller for a long time now. It hardly changed at all. And she's thinking about her dad. Are you alright? Sorry? Oh, yes, I'm fine. So, they say it has a long and distinguished history, this college. Yes, that's right. It's one of the top 2 in London. That's pretty cool. Well, it certainly looks the part. The buildings that have that particular character about them that says this is the center of learning. Oh, look, there's the constable we saw at Scotland Yard. What does if he arrests me? Relax, he looks like he's busy investigating at the moment. In fact, why don't we ask him how his inquiries are coming along? Oh, I hope they found something that proves I couldn't have done it. Hello, Mr. Beats? Hello. What are we here? If it isn't the very fellow who Inspector Hastings brought in for questioning before. You were discharged, lad. What are you doing here? Thought better of it and come to confess, have you? No, definitely not. I didn't do it. I'm rather intrigued by the case, Constable. Some research papers were stolen, is that right? No money? No other valuables? Were the documents worth anything, per se? Well, they happen to have been very important research papers of Dr. Gene Ohm. And who is this Gene Ohm? Oh, I can fill you in on that front, miss. He's one of the most influential researchers in the field of plant genetics. He's published countless revolutionary papers on the subject. Okay, that's cool. He's actually the reason I enrolled here. I wanted to study under him for years now. Oh, really? And on your first day, you managed to be accused of stealing his work. Well, yes, somehow I did. Apparently, the results of Dr. Ohm's current research have been heavily anticipated by boffins all over the world for some time. So we believe, madam, that most likely worth a bob or two. I see. It's cutting-edge research, it is. This sort of scientific discovery that money can't buy. Is that the idea? Precisely, madam. So we're investigating accordingly. Our inquiries are ongoing. Yes, of course. Thank you, Constable. Well, Ernest, it looks like the police are well underway with their investigation, so there's not a moment to lose. Why not, miss? Because we want to prove your innocence before they do, or don't. It's no fun if we don't beat them to it. Fun? That's right, fun. So I think you better tell me your movements up until the theft was discovered. What did you do today since you arrived? Where did you go? Who did you speak to? Tell me everything. Yes, my movements. Well, today was my first day, as you know. Yes, and? And I've been just dying to have my first lecture from Dr. Ohm. I think he's simply spiffing, you see. Yes, I was looking more for hard facts, Ernest. Suddenly I found myself standing outside the gates of this wizard university, thinking to myself, that's not really relevant at the moment, you see. Well, so then I finally took my first step, my very first footprint in the metaphorical snow of the campus. It was really like nothing short of momentous. So, to sum up, you walked through the university gates. Alright then, let's follow in your momentous footsteps earlier today, shall we? So Miss Layton started investigating the case in order for us to prove my innocence. I was terrified that the accusation would stick, that I'd be branded a criminal. But little by little, as I saw how confident she was, my nerves started to settle. Ah! Okay, here's the first piece. So it's high-profile research, and that's our first thing. Pop it in place. There we go. And it's a rose. I like how it's a rose. I like how everything it's like... I like how they're all themes to relate to their respective cases. I love that. I haven't brought it up till now, but it's a very cute little touch. Right. High-profile research. Being a world leader in his field, the latest research of Dr. Gressenheller's Dr. Gene Ohm is highly anticipated. His work could have considerable financial value. Okay. Well, it's definitely a big campus. I'll give it that. Alright. Alright then, Ernest. We've established you entered the university grounds. Then what? Is this strictly necessary? I mean, are my movements in the lead-up to the theft really important? Yes. Wouldn't it be better to go straight to the scene of the crime and investigate there first? No, because there's police there, and they will most likely be mad that somebody who was presumably a thief would come back to the scene of the crime. They'd be a little upset with you. No, I have a feeling that understanding your movements is the way to go. Is there anything more to it than a feeling, miss? Don't worry, Ernest. Trust your instincts, or more precisely, trust mine. I see. It's your instincts that are guiding you. And he doesn't have a lot of faith. Alright, then I will. I'm sure your instincts won't let me down. Haha, thank you. So then, what did you do next? Oh, wait a moment. I just spotted another policeman over there. You mean that man? Yes, that's him. He's one of Inspector Hastings' men. Really? So he's a detective, is he? Yes, DC Booker, I think his name is. Let's hope he doesn't book you then. Gosh, yes, I don't want that. Let's hide so he doesn't notice me. Don't be daft, Ernest. We should just use the opportunity to ask him how his investigation is progressing. You don't mean... You're not actually going to go and speak to him, are you? Yes, of course. If we keep just loitering here and giving him further glances, he'll definitely think we're suspicious. Well, alright then. Well, at the very least, she knows what we're doing. Hello, Mr. Booker. Good day to you, Detective. Hello. Wait, don't I know you, young man? Let's see. Yes, you fit the description here in my notes perfectly. Yes, Ernest Grease, I believe. And you are, what is it now? The prime suspect. No, yes, I'm Ernest Grease, but I was released earlier due to a lack of evidence. Ah, yes, it does mention that here, actually. Yeah, I'm glad your notes are up to date, officer. Never go anywhere without my notebook. Yes! I see here that there are another about other suspects in this case. Really? I didn't know that. It says here that the number other than other researchers were competing for him in his research. Okay, so a lot of researchers wanted Dr. Ohm's stuff so that they could do things with it. We believe her... What do you believe? Yes. We believe it might be a case of a rival academic trying to discredit the professor. So does that mean I'm off the hook? No, that's just one possibility. You're still firmly in the picture, I'm afraid. If you're still in my notebook, you're still a suspect. Okay, fair enough. Oh. I see, yes. A world-famous professor would inevitably have rivals in the field, I suppose. So, let's carry on tracing your movements, Ernest. Did you enter the building next? No, I didn't do that. Really? You didn't go into the main building, even on your first day? No, you see, what I come this for, I suddenly caught a wonderful floral whiff and wandered off in search of a flower that had made it. Okay, so he went looking for flowers. Let the smell of flowers divert your attention, you mean? Yes, that's right. I just popped over to that flower bed over there to have a little look. Well, if we're following in your footsteps, it looks like we better pop it over to it again. It's just over there, around the side of the building. Following Miss Layton's instincts, we started to carry out our investigation by retracing my steps that day. We relived everything that I had done that fateful morning, up until the point where I was made accused of stealing Dr. Ohm's work. There's a leaf. Okay, rivals in the same field. There are many competing researchers working on the same field as Dr. Ohm. It's possible the theft of his data could be the work of a jealous rival. Possibly. Continuing. He wandered way off course. Jeez. Ernest, you wandered a little out of the way, buddy. Butterflies. So this is where the scent led you to. They are beautiful flowers, aren't they? Rather, it's a marvelous display, isn't it? Such a lot of different varieties of rose. Yes, so after you came here to the flower bed, then what? Well, I stood and admired the flowers for a little while. Alright then, I'll just stand and admire the flowers for a little while, too. Ah yes, I see. You're really trying to get into my head, aren't you? Become the suspect, as it were, so you can see how to prove my innocence. Not really, I just like flowers. Okay, that's also a good reason to want to admire flowers. I really can't fault you for that. Flowers are pretty. Oh. They're very splendid. Every flower is in full bloom. And they smell divine. Ernest has no idea what's going on. Ernest, are you alright? We're staring at the flowers, not at me, remember? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to... Gosh. Well, I think we should investigate the area while we're here. That way we can enjoy the flowers a little longer. Hello. It's my shady man friend. Found a head coin. That was important. This is a rather rare variety, actually. It's a real pig to grow. Oh, you know about the flowers, do you? Is that your field? No, it's just a hobby of mine, really. Actually, I have a rather fun puzzle about flowers. Do you know it? I'd be happy to learn. Apparently, I have no choice, but I'd be happy. Alright. Okay. Some mysterious flowers are growing, with petals that change color when you touch them. Each flower has 5 petals, and any petals that are connected by a strand are the same color. Each flower needs to have 5 different colors, not including white. Okay? Select the petal. Okay, so they have to be the same color. Not including white. So... Oh, I see. They're connected. That one doesn't work. It actually does work. Okay. Okay, this seems like a pretty simple, straightforward puzzle. I really don't see how I could have any problems with this. This one needs to be differently... No, never mind. I see. I can't change the ones with the thicker outlines. Ah, yes, that works perfectly. Everyone should have a different color flower. We should be fine here. Submit.
I've seen how to solve this now.
Yes!
Puzzles are made
I am
to
indeed
solve.
big brain. Okay, we're good. You did. The flower bed is full of colorful flowers. That's beautiful. I did a thing. Alright. That's spot on, Miss Layton. I say, you solved that very quickly, didn't you? Thank you, Ernest. I feel very proud of myself. I have a knack for puzzles. I haven't found one yet that I couldn't solve. Gosh, how wonderful. You don't believe me, do you? No, he's just admiring your handiwork. I mean, I do believe you, of course. Well, anyway, those really are spectacular roses, aren't they? Definitely. You don't often see such a beautiful display. Someone has obviously worked very hard indeed to nurse them to their full glory like this. And we're enjoying them just as the right time. They're at their peak now. Just think, I could have missed this if I hadn't followed my nostrils. It must be my lucky day. Your lucky day. Aren't you forgetting that you've been accused of theft? Yeah, but... whatever. You're a little odd, Ernest, aren't you? Odd, miss? Am I? Oh. In a good way. Oh, that was a required thing. Okay. Stunning roses. Alright. I'm assuming this is Dr. Ohm's garden. I'm assuming this is where he does his research. If I had to guess. Alright. Stunning roses. The roses in the beds of the Gressenheller campus are magnificent, and their scent distracted fresher Ernest from entering the faculty building. Okay. What about you? Do you have anything to say? Ah, that's presumably one of my fellow students over there. He seems to be muttering to himself about something. Ah, how did I mess up so badly? 3 out of 10. What a rubbish score. Still, no one needs to know, and no one will. Not the way I dispose of my answer sheet. I really should study next time. He's sighing constantly. I wonder what his problem is. Wait, I think I know what happens. Yes, I wonder. So, we've enjoyed some pretty flowers. Let's get back to retracing your footsteps. After the sun had drawn you here and you gazed at the flowers for a while, what did you do next? Oh, well, you see, I went a bit closer to the flowers and, yes, you went a little closer, like this. Careful, miss! Sorry? Don't step any closer than that. It's dangerous. There's goat poo on the ground. Goat poo? Oh, that was close. I very nearly trod in it. Yes, I did tread in it earlier. Okay, so that's how you knew it was there. Alright. Oh, no. Oh, yes. You are unlucky, aren't you? What's all this goat poo doing here anyway? Well, you see, they keep goats here on campus. There's a little goat shed just a bit further on. You know your way around very well for someone on the first day. That's because after I trod in the poo, I went looking for someone to wash off my shoe. That's fair. I came across the goat shed then, you see? Ah, so that's where you were next, is it? You really were determined not to actually go into the faculty building, weren't you? Just a little bit. I'm a bad student. That's fair. Well, come along then. Let's go over to this goat shed. My terrible bad luck had led me into a pile of goat poo. Was that really relevant to Miss Layton's investigation? I couldn't hide my doubts, but nevertheless I took her onto the goat shed. Alright. And apparently, well, it didn't do anything, so let's move. Goat shed! I love goats. That one's a little funny looking, but that's okay. Here we are, miss. This is the goat shed. Oh yes, they really do have goats. Listen to them bleating. They're adorable. Oh, hello. You're the fresher with the pooey shoe, aren't you? Did you manage to get it clean? Yes, thank you. You saved me a lot of embarrassment by letting me wash it off here. Hello, I'm Katrielle. You're responsible for looking after the goats, aren't you? Oh, hi there. I'm Billy. Yes, that's right. I mean, I'm a student at the university, but these goats are part of my studies. Okay. Billy Goats! Oh my god. Okay. I'm researching goat behavior, you see? Oh, so that's why you have goats on campus. It feels more like London Zoo than a London University just here, doesn't it? Haha, it really is great, actually. You're welcome to hang around for a while if you like. It's a real good way to wind down. Thank you. There is something therapeutic about watching the animals going about their business, isn't there? When I was washing up my shoe before, I found myself a little mesmerized, actually. I just stood there and gazed at them for ages. Yes, I know what you mean. You somehow make all thoughts of anything else vanish from your mind. Oh. What are we doing? We're supposed to be investigating the case. Gosh, yes, I forgot all about it. Okay, that was a really funny joke. That was great. You've been leading me up to the garden path since we got here, Ernest. If only we had someone or something to take the lead and stop us going astray. Well, surely we can manage. Let's get back on track now and start telling the Ernest of this morning again. Okay, that was adorable. Look at this one, Miss Layton. It's such a sweetie. Oh, watch him. He'll eat absolutely anything, he will. Really? Yikes, he looks like he was just about to nibble my finger. Haha, don't think he'll go for human flesh, don't worry. But he'll have the morning paper out of your hand if you let him get too close. Really, he eats paper. Actually, I think I've read that goats do that, yes. It's not really very good for them, so I don't allow it, but some students think it's funny and feed it to them anyway. On purpose, you mean? Yeah, if they do badly in a test, for example, they might feed their score sheets to them. Ha! I think I have a connection here. I stop them if I'm here, but I can't be watching all the time. Gosh, what runners? Alright, I think I'm determined. Okay, I think I've just determined a thing. Hey, it's a large fork. That must be what the goats eat with. Don't look so horrified. I'm joking. I know goats can't pick up cutlery. Yes, this is a pitchfork. The prongs are called tines, I believe. It's actually for the goat keeper to feed the goats their sausages each day, isn't it? That's not what it is, but okay. Hello! It looks like a lot of work caring for these goats. Yes, well, any living thing takes a lot to look after. Oh, and there was a tricky situation a while ago as well. This is a puzzle. Okay. Puzzle! I like the puzzles in this game. Bad-tempered goats. Okay. Here we have 9 goats who really don't get along. If they find themselves within 2 squares of each other, vertically or horizontally, they start to fight. Luckily, if they don't fight if they are diagonal from each other or separated by a rock. Can you place them with all the positions so that they won't end up fighting? Okay, I gotta just place... Okay, so... why do I get the feeling? If I place one... Well, this should be easy. If I place these 3... They don't fight if they're diagonal, so if I place one... If I place one this way... This should work. This should do her. Do. They have to be within 2 squares, right? Okay, so that one's fine. That one will definitely be fine. That one will be fine. And now we have a problem. I don't know where to put this last one. Or maybe I do? Actually, that's perfect.
If you'll entertain my idea here.
That worked!
Still
Okay!
on Miss Layton, of course.
I did it! You did. The atmosphere on the farm is nice and quiet and the goats look happy. Being near the rock seems to relax them. They're not getting on each other's goat now. Okay. Each other's goat. Wow. I can't believe... I knew they were... I had a feeling they were going to make that pun, but, well. Bad-tempered goats has been added to the puzzle index. Alright. Yeah, that's how we have to resolve it, but you see what I mean? Yes, I see. It seems like jolly hard work indeed. Goats eat lots for their size, so you have to feed them regularly. Which means a lot comes out the other end, if you know what I mean. I have a big job cleaning up after all the big jobs. I see. They certainly need a good amount of care and attention, don't they? Yes, it's a lot of work, but the goats really are important to us. Not just as part of the research program, either. We use their manure as fertilizer all over campus. Ah, so that's why there was poo in the... Okay, that makes sense. Really, so those wonderful blooms are thanks to these little creatures? I would never have guessed. The goats come in useful in unexpected ways, I see. Yes, they do. They're very popular with the students, actually, and with the professors. Loads of students come here to see how they're getting on. And Dr. Ohm, you know, the plant genetics guy, he likes to come too. Oh, really? Dr. Ohm? Yeah, I think he finds it helps to clear his mind when he's been focusing hard on his research. So he finds it relaxing to watch the goats as well, just like we do. Interesting. Okay. Adorable goats. That's an interesting piece of trivia that we got now. Dr. Ohm comes to check out the goats as well. Alright. Adorable goats. The goats in the Crescent Hillary goat shed are kept for research purposes, but they're so cute, everyone loves them. Students and professors alike often come to spend time watching the animals as they feed and play. Okay! Right, I think we've looked at the goats for long enough now. So, you better be looking at the flowers. You trod in some goat poo, and you came here to wash it off, and then you stayed and watched the goats for a while. What did you do after that? After that, Oh yes, that's right, the cat. The cat? First a goat and then a cat? That's interesting. Yes, I was about to head back to the faculty building when a cat jumped out across my path. So I ran after it. Don't tell me, you were still wound up even after the flowers and the goats, so you wanted to stroke a furry feline to calm yourself down? No, I was worried that it might be lost, so I thought I should try to catch it and take it back to its owner. Oh, aren't you sweet? Gosh, well, So, where did this cat chase you? Actually, it ran back toward the roses, so I followed it there. Alright then, so it's back to the flower bed where we were before. Let's go. One of these days we might actually get to the scene of the crime. Miss Layton seemed frustrated that my movements earlier that day were apparently getting us nowhere fast. But, in fact, an unforeseen turn of events was soon to lead us to the crime scene. Huh. We're moving back! Yes, this is where I followed the cat to these roses again. And you caught the cat here? Well, I did pick it up with my arm, so I managed to wriggle free again. I obviously flushed it because it jumped straight through the open window inside the building. That one to the right. On the right? Ah, there you mean. And did you go after it again? Well, I was worried it might damage something inside, so I climbed up to look through the window. But then I slipped and fell headlong inside myself. Okay. It was because of all the beautiful roses growing right next to the windowsill. I was being so careful not to trample them, I got myself into a funny position, and, well, it made me go all sorts of an oopsie-daisy right near the room. And the room happened to be Dr. Ohm's laboratory. Ah, I see. So you fell into Dr. Ohm's laboratory from the window. Is that about the size of it? Yes, exactly. It was simply an unfortunate accident that I ended up in there at all. Then, as I was rubbing my head after I had been taken a knock, someone who I presume was a student came into the room. The cat immediately shot out of the open door and into the corridor before you could blink. No one else saw it. So when I told people I'd been chasing a cat, everyone thought I was lying. Okay, so the cat ran off and nobody saw it. I see. And that's how you came to be a suspect. Yes, they thought I was a burglar, so then I had to be questioned by the police. Okay, that makes perfect sense. So the order of events was he just kind of wound up in the place where the theft actually happened, but he wasn't actually involved. So that's why he was picked up. He just happened to be in the room where it happened. Finally, then, we reached the scene of the crime. I can see how your movements this morning led you here now. Well, Miss Layton, do you think you can prove my innocence? All I think I can prove at the moment is that you're incredibly unlucky. Oh, I think everyone knows that already. But you have had one stroke of luck today, Ernest. What's that? You met me. Don't worry, I'll work something out. Probably. I do hope you can, miss. Why don't we take a closer look at this window which you managed to oopsie-daisy your way into through? Which one? Which one? This one? That's a classroom in there, but it doesn't appear to be used, I think. Okay, which one? Oh, there's a cat! Oh, there it is! That's the cat I was chasing! I wonder if it belongs to anyone. It doesn't seem to be lost, really, does it? That's the way out over there, puss. If you finished what you came for, you better be going home. Meow. Gosh, can you speak to animals, miss? Of course, it's what every gentlewoman does. Well, every gentlewoman worth her salt anyway. I say, how's spiffing? Ernest, please, I'm pulling your leg. Animals can't talk, everybody knows that. Oh, the irony! Oh, she hasn't met Sherl yet, so she doesn't know, but some animals can indeed talk. Oh, that is an ironic twist that is going to come back to bite her. That is really funny. Okay. Oh, you got me there. Haha, how silly of me. Investigate this window? This is the window, isn't it? The one by which the cat and then you entered the laboratory? Yes, it was open a slither and the cat squeezed through. Alright then, let's follow in your footsteps and squeeze in as well. Wait, we can't do that, Miss Layton. Why not? Because you can't just climb into rooms through windows. But if we're following in your footsteps, we have to. I see your point, but that's not how that works. Yes, I understand, but we could get into trouble. More trouble. The police might start saying that you're a thief as well. That's actually a fair point. I suppose you... Yeah. So, what do you suggest? We go around and straight through the main entrance? That seems a bit dull. I think dull might be for the best, miss. Just this once. Following in my earlier footsteps, we finally arrived at the scene of the crime after a lot of toing and froing. We'd soon be in Dr. Ohm's laboratory, where the truth behind the case would be revealed. Or so I hoped. Okay, that's the main entrance. So nobody... Well, this place really hasn't changed at all. I've done it, Miss Layton. I finally properly entered Gressenheller University. Good for you, Ernest. Good for you, buddy. Finally doing what you've been trying to do this whole time. Good for you. Not through a window, but actually through the front door. I think you might be alone in your excitement about this, Ernest. It's a big day for him. He's finally stepping foot in a university he's enrolled in. That's a big step. And he's doing it properly. That's also a big step. So let's find our way to Dr. Ohm's laboratory, shall we? Time is of the essence. Oh, you two! Hi! Oh no, it's him again. Who's him, eh? The cat's mother? It's Inspector Hastings to you, Sunshine. Hello, Inspector. I think we just saw your cat, actually. Is that why you're here? Have you lost it? Eh? Are you trying to be funny, miss? I'm investigating the case, as you very well know. Yes, of course. The case of Dr. Ohm's stolen research papers. Have you discovered any new information? No, we haven't got any new leads yet. We're just, Hang on, why am I telling you anything? Keep your nose out of the police business. Too late. I thought I had you there for a moment. You think I'd fall for a cheap trick like that? You'll be lucky. I thought I told you to go back home in the yard, didn't I? So what are you doing here? We're also investigating the case. I thought I could help prove Ernest was innocent. Innocent? Good luck with that. This lad's here as a prime suspect. But I really didn't do it. Yeah, and we have several pieces of evidence that suggest otherwise, so you definitely didn't do it. There's no point keeping up from the pretense, Sunshine. Ohm himself has made the statement saying that sure you're the culprit. The only one who could have done it. Dr. Ohm, he thinks I'm guilty too? Anyway, the proof slab is off limits, you hear? From now on, no one goes in there without permission. But Inspector, we won't be able to... Okay, she's having... Very well. Good, I'm glad we understand each other. Now, clear off. You're getting under my feet here. I suppose we'll have to just give up then. And Greaves, don't go off anywhere unannounced holidays. We'll be wanting you down at the whole yard again before long. Could I just clarify something, Inspector? You said that people without permission weren't allowed into the laboratory, didn't you? So presumably, if you had permission, you'd be granted entry? Yeah, obviously, but the prime suspect and unrelated members of the public aren't gonna get it. I'm in charge here, so what I say goes. All very clear, thank you. Come along then, Ernest. Where are we going, miss? Just follow me. Believe me, a single woman living alone in London doesn't let little things like this stop them. Oh, alright then. I did say I trust you, so... I thought Inspector Hastings' appearance was going to put a stop to our investigation then and there. But it didn't! But Miss Layton wasn't giving up. She seemed to have a plan. I resolved again to put my faith in her and followed as she walked away. Okay, so Okay, so we can't actually get through here. Ah! You discovered the classic carving. It's added to your collection. Cool! I found a thing that I've been trying to... apparently, I was a thing there. Alright, back to the front gate. Where are we going, miss? We need to get permission to enter the lab. As it happens, I was coming here today to meet with someone who may be able to help with us in that regard. I'm sure he'll say we're allowed into the lab. Really? But I thought Inspector Hastings was in charge. The problem is where to find him. Perhaps we should ask that detective over there if he's seen him. Oh yes, alright. Hello, detective. We're looking for a guy. Excuse me, DC Booker, could I ask you something? I wonder if you know where seen Dean Del Mama around here anywhere. The Dean? Well, okay, that makes sense. Layton, Katrielle is very, Katrielle's dad works at the university, or at least he used to. I'm not entirely sure what happened to him. But so it makes sense that she would have an in with the dean of the university where her dad used to work. That actually makes a lot of sense. She's able to pull some strings to go over Inspector Hastings' head. I think, okay, that's actually pretty funny. All right. Well, according to my notes here, yes, I was also looking for him, it seems. I wanted to ask him some questions. But apparently, in my notes are to believed he was off campus. Oh dear, off campus. Do you happen to know where he's gone? To Scotland Yard, as far as I know, to meet with Inspector Hastings. Oh, but we just saw the inspector inside. They've obviously missed each other then. Yes, I'll just note that down. Well, it looks like we'll have to head back to Scotland Yard ourselves then. We'll have to find the dean. So that's what you wanted to talk about getting entered to Dr. Ohm's laboratory. Yes, I need to discuss some things with him. Gosh, I can't believe you know the dean, Miss Layton. That's amazing. He's been the head of Gressenheller University for donkey's years. He must be one of the most famous people in London. Actually, it's my father who knows the dean, really, not me. Right, Professor Layton, but we don't know where he is. Your father? I'll explain some other time. For now, we must hurry back to Scotland Yard. Yes, you're quite right. We don't want to end up passing each other's well. No, so let's go to move on. Together, we hurried back to Scotland Yard. I was still rather bemused by Miss Layton's acquaintance with the dean. How did this young detective woman come to know one of the country's most preeminent scholars? It's actually pretty simple, Ernest. Her dad actually knew the dean. I know he works at a university. I know that much. I know Professor Layton works at a university, and that's a thing that he does. But I guess we need to go back into Scotland Yard and find the dean, because he's going to be a big help here. Now then, where is he? Ah, there he is over there. Oh yes, it really is him. Have you even met him before, Ernest? No, never. At the welcoming ceremony, he was just a little dot up on the stage at the front hall. Gosh, my palms are sweating. I mean, am I really ready to meet the most important person in the whole of Gressenheller? No time for nerves. Come along. Oh. Oh, there's Dean Del Mama. Hello, Dean. It's been a very long time, okay, this is the guy we met. Alright. Katrielle Layton. Well, bless my cotton socks. This most certainly has been a long time. How are you, my girl? Very well, thank you. You haven't changed at all. Haha, tell me, how was your father? I haven't seen him in a while, actually, either. Yeah, we don't know what happened to him. No, he's gone missing. Yeah. What? Missing? Yes, they're looking into it here at Scotland Yard as it happens, but nothing yet. That's actually why I wanted to see you. Do you know where he might have gone? I have absolutely no idea. I'm terribly sorry, Katrielle. I wish I could be more helpful. Yeah, it's fine. Still, I wouldn't worry about old Herschel. Wherever he is, I'm sure he's perfectly fine. No doubt he'll show up again soon enough as if nothing had happened. Yes, I'm sure you're right. You know, I'm glad I bumped into you, actually. My granddaughter has just sent me another puzzle in the post, but I can't for the life of me see how to solve it. Would you mind having a look at it? I would be honored, thank you. Alright, I forgot we met this guy. 2 types of tile 3. Okay. Some colorful tiling has been left with a few gaps. Can you use the 2 types of tile to fill in the area without leaving any gaps at all? Okay. You can rotate the tiles and use as many as you need as long as there isn't space. There's space left. The only thing you can do is place a tile over another tile, even partially. Okay. Well, I'm gonna... Actually, I've spent a lot of time on this, but I'm not entirely sure... Yeah, I'm gonna come back later. I'm not sure if I need to solve this. Oh, pity. Well, never mind. I'll solve it for you at a later date, Dean. I actually came down here to Scotland Yard to meet up with Inspector Hastings. Okay, we're getting back in the story now, because I kind of got sidetracked with that puzzle. I couldn't figure it out. But I did come close. But I can't find the man anywhere. That's because he's at the university, I'm afraid. Oh, you mean we just missed each other, did we? How irritating. I hear there's been an incident on campus. A theft? Yes, a nasty business. That's what I've come to talk to the inspector about. I'd like to ask you for permission to investigate the case myself, Dean. You, Katrielle? Yes, I'll get to the bottom of it. But the police are already well underway with their own investigation. I'm aware of that. But I think perhaps a different perspective might be called for. I might be able to see things in a way that police can't. Alright then, I can't really see any harm in it. I'll allow it. If you've your father's crime-solving skills, no doubt you'll see to the heart of the matter in an instant. Thank you. So, you're permitted to go into Dr. Ohm's laboratory, I presume, to see into the crime? Yes, of course. You have free reign over the entire university for this, Katrielle. Wonderful. In that case, we'll be getting straight down to business. Good luck. I'd like to get this cleared up as soon as possible. The reputation of the university will suffer if it drags on. I say, that was a breeze. Double breezer. You were certainly chatting with the dean as if you were old friends. And more importantly, he's given us the permission we need to go investigate the laboratory. Yes, Inspector Hastings won't be able to turn us away now. No, he won't. So let's go back there and rub his extra-large nose in it. So we managed to obtain the permission we need to enter Dr. Ohm's laboratory and investigate. I was as perplexed as ever by Miss Layton, especially after the familiar tone she seemed able to adopt with Dean Del Mama. Okay. Alright, well, back to the crime scene we go. Whee! Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how to solve that I wasn't entirely sure how to solve that puzzle, though. I spent a lot of time on that puzzle, and then I couldn't figure out how to solve it. I came close. I don't know. Maybe I'll do like a speed-up montage or something. I don't know. I came very close, but I did... or maybe I'll leave it in. Alright, here we are, then. Dr. Ohm's laboratory is just up ahead. Oh, look, miss. There he is. Inspector Hastings. Not you two again. I just had about enough of your sauce, alright? You're not coming in here, and that's final. Actually, it's not. We're not. We have permission to investigate the laboratory now. In fact, we have permission to do whatever we deem necessary for our inquiries. Come on, do you think I was born yesterday? And who gave you the permission, eh? Because it certainly wasn't me. Dean Del Mama authorized it personally. Eh? The Dean? Yep. Presumably you're not going to flout his authority. I don't... Dean Del Mama said it was alright. Go on in then if you go. Thank you, Inspector. Come along, Ernest. Yes, do excuse us, Inspector. I don't know what the Dean's plan at let you clowns investigate. This is highly irregular. Even Inspector Hastings was powerless to stop us now that we have Dean Del Mama's permission. I waited with bated breath to see what miraculous deductions Miss Layton would be able to make at the scene of the crime. Ah, now we can go into Dr. Ohm's place. Now we can see what this place actually... Oh, it's fancy. There's like I had a brief glimpse of it, but it's fancy. This is it, miss. The research laboratory of the highly regarded Dr. Gene Ohm. Isn't it exciting? So this is where the incident took place. And you got in here through that window over there, was it? That's right. That's the window I was peering in through when I slipped it and fell inside. What an oopsie daisy. Did I mention that? You did. And that's presumably Dr. Ohm over there? According to Inspector Hastings, he's accused you of the crime. Gosh, I idolize the man, but if he thinks I'm a criminal... Well, I think we should start by interviewing him. Excuse me, Dr. Ohm. Who are you? I'm Katrielle Layton. Dean Del Mama has given me permission to investigate the theft of your research papers. Ah, it's a disgrace, I tell you, and... Wait, you're the young chap who took them! No, I assure you, Professor, I've been wrongly accused. I didn't do it. What are you even doing here? Did they take you back to Scotland Yard? They did, but they had to let me go because they didn't have enough evidence to hold me. Clearly, Ernest here was acting suspiciously and did enter the laboratory through the window, but he's not the culprit. I intend to clear Ernest's name by finding the true thief and bring him or her to justice. We'll need to make a thorough search of this laboratory in order to gather supporting evidence. I don't know what you think you'll be able to find, but if the Dean's giving you his permission, I can't stop you. Be my guest, just don't upset any of my experiments. Thank you. We'll try not to take too much of your time. Alright. He does not seem like a patient man. This is the window, right? Oh, look, there's a fine view of the rose bed out in the window. Ah, you've noticed the roses, have you? I'll say, they're simply spiffing. Aren't they? I often stop and gaze out the window at them. Who tends to the flowers, Dr. Ohm? I don't really know, to be honest. I hear some of the students manage the gardening around here. Gosh, that's very impressive. Flowers like that take an awful lot of looking after. Yes, I should be thankful to the students, I suppose. Whenever I get a little fed up with my progress, I find those beautiful roses often cheer me up. So the view from your window helps you when you're writing papers, you mean? The view from the window. Okay. View from a window. From his lab window, Ohm has a prime view of the flower beds in the university student's tent. The professor claims it helps him think when penning his research. Okay. Well, there's the thing in here. You discovered the vicious veg. It's been added to your collection. That looks horrifying. I'll be honest, that does not look right. These are the precious tools of Dr. Ohm's trade. You can see incredible detail on a plain surface with one of these, you know. Yes, a microscope makes it feel like a proper lab, that's for sure. I thought I finally realized my dream of conducting research here alongside Dr. Ohm. Oh, what a pickle. Do you have any information for me? Dr. Ohm, would you mind if I ask you one or two questions? If you must, I'm a very busy man, you know. Yes. Yes, tell me, why isn't you accused Ernest of stealing your papers? For crying out loud. He was seen climbing in through the window. You don't need to be Einstein to figure it out. That's fair. I'm sorry, Dr. Ohm, you're mistaken. That's right, miss. You set him straight. Ernest had admitted entering the room through the window, but he didn't climb in. He fell in, with an oopsie-daisy. I don't think that's really relevant here, miss. Oh, really? But you kept mentioning it. Look, I wasn't here just before you snuck in through the window, and all of my papers were accounted for then. I had an appointment, so I left the laboratory, but I made sure I locked the door on my way out. Just then, after you broke in, one of my students came and let himself in with a spare key. He saw you in there, for goodness sake. And when I got back, the papers I left on my desk were gone. They can't have just disappeared into the thin air, can they? Who else could be responsible but you? That's very fair, but that doesn't mean Ernest did it. We've been piecing it together. It doesn't seem like Ernest did it. I don't know, but... Just a moment, Dr. Ohm. You said you locked the door when you left the room, didn't you? What about the window? Didn't you lock that? Oh, I remember now. I actually saw Dr. Ohm opening the window while I was standing and admiring the roses outside. The same window that the cat jumped in through, I mean. I don't remember. I intended to lock the window, too, but... So, in other words, it couldn't have been... It's possible it couldn't have been Ernest, because while you locked the door, someone else could have snuck in through the window. But the point is, you don't expect people to sneak in through windows. The fact that you did proves you were up to no good. Dr. Ohm, I wish you'd believe me. I don't think there's anything you could say to him at the moment that would change his mind, Ernest. We'll just have to find irrevocable proof. Yes, I suppose so. Okay, we need to find, the wonderful view... Okay. He's just reiterating things I've already said. Okay. Dr. Ohm's desk is enviably tidy, isn't it? A far cry from the certain other Gressenheller professor, that's for sure. A certain other? Sorry? Her dad, Ernest. Her dad. Never mind. It's just that you generally think of academics as being too engrossed in their work to care about keeping their things in order. Excuse me, I don't know what other academics you know, but I'll thank you not to tar me with the same brush. Oh, sorry, I didn't think you could hear me. I'm clean and tidy by nature. I can't relax until I have everything in order. It's really very simple. You put things away after you finish using them, and you put rubbish in the bin. When you finish with documents, you dispose of them promptly. You can't write a coherent paper about anything if you're surrounded by mess. That's what I believe, anyway, and that's why I always keep things nice and tidy. I see, so that's how the great professor works. Fascinating. Well, now that I've had a look around the laboratory for myself... Oh, have you managed to find the evidence we need, miss? I find that your actions are more and more suspicious, Ernest. Oh, no. Not really. I was just pulling your leg. That's not funny! Gosh, I nearly fainted. That's not funny, you Katrielle. That's mean. Still, I can't find anything that really proves your innocence. For the time being, you'll still be considered a suspect, I'm afraid. We need to find something that points to the true culprit. Just something. This is a real problem, that is. Dr. Ohm, what's wrong? I've been trying to carry on with this paper despite my important documents having been stolen. But without them to refer to, I'm lost. I can't make head nor tail of what I've written here. Oh dear, would you like me to have a look, Professor? You? But you're the thief! Well, why not? The way things are at the moment, it couldn't get any worse. Thank you. This is what's giving me the trouble, you see? Oh, we got a puzzle that we need to solve. This is our final clue. Okay, to the letter. Alright. The letters on the left have been transformed into the very symbols on the right. Using the same rule, which symbol would the bottom left turn into? Okay. Oh. Well. Ooh. Wait, it's flipped. It's flipped inside out, isn't it? So by that token of logic, it would be this one.
If you'll entertain my idea here.
Yeah, that was right. Okay. You did. The symbols on the right are created by cutting the letters on the left half vertically and then swapping over the left and right sides. Overlapping them is a little is key. Okay. Proposal 136, to the letter. Okay. Aha, yes, that makes sense now. What did you say your name was again? Ernest Dreams, wasn't it? Very impressive. If you weren't a thief, you'd have a promising future ahead of you. I do wish you'd believe me, Professor. I really didn't steal anything. It doesn't make any difference who did it now. Tomorrow's the deadline for the paper submission anyway. Tomorrow? Oh golly, that is a pickle. You're telling me. I was due to finish it off today, but that was before my documents were pinched. It's no use. Without that data, I can't write another word. The whole world is watching and waiting to see what I publish next. But I'm not going to be able to satisfy their thirst for my knowledge this time. Oh dear, what a mess. It's beyond my control, though, now that my documents are gone. Blame the scoundrel that stole them. You won't meet the submission deadline. Yes, it's beyond your control. Are you alright, miss? I wonder. I think I might know why the documents went missing. Miss Layton was still deep in thought, but I could see that the truth of the case was bubbling up inside of her. Alright. The Act of Providence. Huh. Next piece. Final piece! Now we've completed the rows. Alright, and this is the final piece of the puzzle, which means it's gonna start glowing, and that we know right now this. Case complete! What is the gate? What is the piece? What is it? Act of Providence. Dr. Ohm's latest paper is due tomorrow. However, in events beyond his control, vital data has been stolen, so he's going to miss the submission deadline. Solve it. I've got it. I know exactly what happened. Really? You mean you can prove that I didn't do it? Yes, Ernest. You're off the hook. This mystery is history. So who did take the professor's documents then? I'll explain everything later. First, I want you to go and fetch Inspector Hastings. What? Me? Yes, you. Who else could go? Run along now, Ernest. Chop chop. Oh, yes. Okay. Puzzle solving! This is gonna be fun.
We can put the puzzle of your missing documents to bed now. That mystery is history.
Really?
They are there.
Hey? But I don't... What? The roses.
Oh, I think I know what happened.
What on earth does this business have to do with that bed of roses?
Oh, I know what happened. They got eaten by goats, and then they were made into fertilizer.
That's the result of your research.
What are you talking about? I researched genetically engineered plants. Those are just ordinary run-of-the-mill flowers of the genus Rosa. What possible connection could they have to my work?
You hit a brick wall with your research. With the presentation of your paper fast approaching, you needed to buy yourself some time. So you arranged for your documents to be stolen.
Who planted that idea in your head?
Of course, it left you with the problem of disposing of reams and reams of paper. And then you realized you could feed it to the goats the university keeps,
Yeah, I figured.
whose droppings are used as manure for those roses.
You're kidding.
So those roses are the fruits of your labor.
Literally. Well,
Haven't
not
they
literally.
bloomed beautifully? You must be delighted. In other words, Ernest here is innocent.
Yay!
So, Ernest, I'll leave you to take it from here.
That was great.
Miss Layton, you are magnificent.
Thank you. Well,
It's over. All that research and for what? I've absolutely nothing to show for any of it.
It doesn't have to be over, Professor. Why don't you start again? I'd gladly help you.
alright.
Ernest, you mean you can forgive me? After everything I've done?
Yeah, I mean, minus being blamed for theft by you because you had fed your paper to the goats, which then bloomed the roses. Yeah, I can forgive you.
I've watched you conducting your research for a long time now. I know better than anyone what an exceptional man you are. I'm quite sure you'll succeed given enough time. So let's start again. Working together.
Well, Ernest, you're exceptional yourself. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's Miss Layton we should be thanking. Both of us.
Yep.
I must think of some way to repay her.
And that's how you wound up working at the detective agency.
And that was the moment I realized. I realized what a deep respect I had for Miss Layton. What complete faith I had in her abilities. And how I truly felt about her.
That's how it ended. Yay! That was a great little story time. Yay! Okay. Well, I'm gonna click the button and say yes. I know. I'm using all the save things because I can. All right. Well, that should add a new. That's unlocked some stuff, but that's added more cases. That added case 11. Katrielle Layton, wanted. Chancellor Layton is buzzing. There's been a murder and Kat is the prime suspect. Okay, you've piqued my interest, game. That's interesting. That's very fascinating. That's very I'm not until that's gonna be interesting to play. Okay, well, I think I am going to leave this episode here. So, yeah, that was the story of how that's how the story of how Ernest and Katrielle met, and how Ernest wound up gaining a great deal of respect and romantic affection for Katrielle. That was a great little side story about how they actually met and how Ernest came to work at the agency despite not actually being an employee of the agency. But well, that's neither here nor there. Okay, but in any case, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter in the description below. And also, be sure to check out my Patreon in the description below as well. It's only a couple bucks a month. It really helps me out, and you guys get access to a bunch of cool perks that I'm by way saying thanks. So be sure to check those out in the description as well. Also, I have a Discord, so if you thought this chapter of Layton's Detective Agency was interesting, then let me know what you guys thought in my Discord or in the description and in the stuff where you normally say those kinds of things. But in any case, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!